Hello, welcome to Long Island Weather Report. It is a quarter to 10. It's actually the weekend. Weather outlook, it is a quarter to 10, December 19th. As we head into the final weekend before Christmas. And we have some high overcast tonight. Though still not a bad night to walk around and look at some of the nice Christmas lights out there. So, taking a look at what we got. Obviously, we had sun start, and then the clouds kind of came in pretty quick. And it was just a high to mid-level overcast most of the day. Here's the next storm system. You see it right here coming out of the Great Lakes. This is going to bring us our next precipitation chance, as well as usher in that Arctic air that we're going to be having to do the Arctic air that we're going to be having for the timing couldn't be better because it's actually the first day of astronomical winter. That's right. I'm looking forward to some bitterly cold air because it's just been too warm out there. Looking at the map right now, the observations, we've got 37 at Islip, northeast wind at 6, so the winds are going more northeasterly. It's down to 30 at the Miller Air Park in Ocean County, so I guess they're getting some radiational cooling. With all these clouds, though, it's going to be tough to get any kind of radiational cooling. Let's go look at what our highs were, because it was not all that cool today. It was we got well into the mid 40s, around 46, which might actually be a little bit above normal. We'll look at that in a moment. 46 pretty much dominant number across Long Island into the city. 44, so generally mid 40s for highs. Let's see if it managed to get any warmer than that in Jersey. It did. Upper 40s there, 48 in Toms River, 47 at the Miller Air Park. And look at Seaside, close to 50 still. For a high. Let's go to the lows. Probably the current temperatures are probably the lows at this point. Yeah. So, just about. So, looking at the amount of rainfall we got in the past, I guess we'll do past 48 hours here. We'll look at the total rainfall. Around a quarter of an inch for this whole event that we had. So, a quarter of an inch, generally speaking, across Long Island. And a little less than that in New Jersey. Speaking of that, let's go to the drought monitor and look at that. And some things have changed. This is the one that was released today. They took eastern Long Island, say anything east of the William Floyd Parkway, they put that into a moderate drought. So the Pine Barrens, the Long Island Pine Barrens, are now down into a moderate drought, but still, the rest of Long Island still in a D2 severe drought and still an extreme drought. That's D3 for the New Jersey Pinelands. That's Ocean County, Atlantic, Burlington, that whole area, southern half of Jersey, pretty much still in an extreme drought. Despite the rain we've had, it still hasn't been enough to technically get us out of it. Looking at precipitation, nothing much going on across the area right now. This is the next storm system that will bring us some precipitation chances tomorrow. This is a Clipper type system. If we look at the weather map here, you'll see that it's a Clipper type system that's going to be diving down, classic Clipper, and behind it, Arctic air building now over the Dakotas that will be moving our way. So if we pull this weather map out and just look at our temperatures, probably able to see the Arctic air as we look at the Dakotas. Yep, they've got single digits and 0 in North Dakota. So this is the Arctic air. It won't be quite that cold here, but you can clearly see the Arctic air marked out here fairly well. And that's something we'll be experiencing this weekend, particularly Sunday. That's going to be the coldest day. So let's go look at our statistics for today. Again, this radar is showing some very light precipitation. None of that's reaching the ground. Let's go look at the Islip climate report. A high of 47, which is 3 degrees above normal. A low of 39, which is 10 degrees above normal. So that puts us 7 degrees above normal for the day at Islip. Month to date, we've seen 4.47 inches of rain. That's above the normal of 2.97. So Long Island definitely doing better in the rain compared to the city in New Jersey. We've gotten definitely more rain, that's for sure. Let's go take a look at the models now and show you what we have in store for the weekend. So here comes that Clipper. Here it comes. And you'll see that there's a separate storm offshore. They will phase together, but it's going to be offshore. If the timing was a little different, we could have been looking at a snowstorm. But we're not really going to see anything major out of it. So here comes that clipper. Here's the storm offshore. You can see how they kind of miss each other. They combine Friday night, but it's too far east to really affect us. The only thing we might get is some light snow out of it, and it's not really going to amount to very much. And then after that, we have this big high pressure building down through New England here. That's going to give us a north flow of Arctic air. It's going to be right over us on Monday, and then it slides offshore by Tuesday. So unfortunately, as we head into the Christmas holiday, Christmas Eve and Christmas Day, there may be some precipitation chances to deal with once again. Definitely more in the way of clouds, that's for sure. And you'll again see this Arctic outbreak. We can look at the dew points here and show you the Arctic outbreak as it comes down. You can see that, but it's a glancing blow. It's not really going to be with us for too long. Here's the temperature. You see how the cold air comes down. We'll take a closer look at this later. But let's talk about tomorrow's weather first before we get to the weekend. Let's go to the HRRR, and let's look at our... we'll start with the precipitation. So tomorrow the chances of precipitation have gone up a little bit. So in the afternoon, we may see some spotty light rain or light mixed precipitation. It tends to thin out by the evening. This is just with the clipper. And then the Arctic front comes through Saturday morning, and that could bring a little period of light snow perhaps Saturday morning into early Saturday afternoon further east in Suffolk County. And then that moves on out, and then we're in the Arctic air after that. So show you what I mean here. We'll look at the dew point and wind flow here set up. So, oh man, they got the laundry exhaust going. Just give me a second. Don't want to smell that. That's why I sneezed. I got a whiff of it. Anyway, let's get back to the weather update here. So, you see that easterly wind for tomorrow. So that brings in a little bit of moisture, and that's why you have the precipitation. And we have the northeast wind, and it might get a little bit breezy with that low developing offshore. I don't think the isobar is going to get tight enough for any wind problems. But you'll see, here comes the Arctic front for your Saturday. You'll see the difference. Once that Arctic front comes through by later Saturday, the dew points drop from around freezing down into the teens, and then single digits by Sunday. So, yeah, it's you can see that northwest wind there coming in. That's going to bring in the much colder air. So we'll look at our surface temperatures. You'll see what I mean. So temperatures tonight only really get down around the freezing mark. It won't get that cold, I don't think, with the clouds coming in. And then tomorrow, it's going to be a little cooler than today, I think. We're going to have highs generally in the low 40s because there'll be more clouds and precipitation chances. And then Friday night, still won't be turning all that cold. We'll be in the low 30s. Even Saturday morning. Saturday morning is actually going to be warmer than Saturday night. So Saturday morning, you'll have temperatures probably around freezing. But then as we get toward the afternoon, temperatures start dropping below freezing. And then as we get into Saturday night, temperatures drop into the 20s and eventually to teens by Sunday morning. So it's going to get quite cold. Let's go look at our total accumulated precip here for the amount of precipitation we're going to see, and it won't really be that much from this clipper. They usually don't bring much. Some areas might see as much as a quarter of an inch of precipitation. Total snowfall, the HRRR is being a little more optimistic on snowfall here, saying that some areas, mainly to the north and west, could see a couple of inches, but I think for Long Island, the city, and New Jersey, I think it's just a coating to about an inch, and that's it. Especially central New Jersey through maybe western Long Island. This is, again, what the HRRR is saying. The kind of setup in the atmosphere just doesn't support a decent sized snowfall. This is, again, what the HRRR is saying. I have to go through all the different models. So let's go and look at the NAM next. So here's the NAM. You see the NAM here has that light precipitation. There is some steadier precipitation that does seem to try to make it over Suffolk County. It's a little closer with that low, the NAM, and it actually has an area of decent snow, maybe going over the east end there. It's Friday night. The rest of us were just dealing with scattered light precipitation, mixed precipitation, and then it kind of thins by the evening, but then we have another batch of it again Saturday morning that would come in. But you see the main low is well off to the northeast at this point. So once it gets going, it's too far away to really give us a decent amount of snowfall. So let's go to the total snowfall map. And yeah, the NAM is showing coating to an inch pretty much. But again, west of the city, you might see a little more. And definitely, the NAM is definitely being a little more favorable for southern New England, so they might get to see some more snow. But other than that, maybe I'm hoping it's enough to at least whiten the ground. Again, for your first day of winter, it would be good, especially to get some snow on the ground and take a look at some of the Christmas lights with snow on the ground, because it's so hard to get snow on the ground around Christmas. It used to be much more common. White Christmases now, thanks to climate change, are very rare. And showing most of the precipitation, again, off to the east on the NAM here at this point. So let's go to the other models. Let's go to the GFS next. Check them all out and see. They have a similar precip pattern. Here's the GFS, which is extremely low resolution. Let's look at the European. Oh, they don't have that feature on the European. Let's look at the icon, then. I think the icon would have that feature. Don't have enough of the 0C icon in. Let's see here. Just trying to show you all the different models at this point. This is the icon. Again, it's not going to be a big deal, but it may be enough to whiten the ground. That is what I'm looking at here. Let's do one more other model here. HDRPS. So this model is a little more interesting. Now this model has a heavier snowfall over southern New Jersey, interestingly enough. This is a different model. This looks completely different than any of the other models that we've seen. It's got like a little bit of a heavy batch over Jersey. What it's trying to do, I think, is it's trying to bring. Oh God, I still smell it. I gotta close the window completely. Oh my God. Oh, I'm gonna be sick. Sorry, but that should not be allowed. They should not be able to pipe the laundry exhaust into the alley like that. I gotta close the window completely. Anyway, as I was saying, I am very sorry for that. You don't know what it's like. I know people do laundry, but when it's in a confined space and you have that exhaust, you literally smell the soap going up your nose. If you can imagine, just like taking laundry detergent, shaking it up in a bottle, then opening the bottle and putting it to your nose. Well, that's what it smells like out my window right now. Anyway, so let's get back on track here. So yeah, the HDRPS definitely has a different look to it. What it's trying to do is it's trying to bring in some, because the wind is from the northeast. It's trying to actually enhance the precipitation over the Jersey Shore because there's such warm. I don't know if I'm buying that or not. I don't know if it's enough of a fetch, or is the air and also the water temperatures, because the cold air really doesn't get in until once this thing pulls out. So I'm not buying it. So if you really want to get a snow that's going to cover the ground, you really have to go to the north and the west. But we might get a coating. We might. I'm going to look at the NAM 12 as well. We have the NAM 12 to look at as well, so we can look at this as well. Again, showing you the storm again. You can see where that banding sets up. The name's a little closer, a little more tucked in, and because the east end gets in a little bit of that heavier stuff right there, which is kind of interesting. We're going to go look at FGen as well. And you can see there's some, most of it's off to the east. You can see that definitely is. Definitely. But the best support is off to the east. That's the thing. So even on the NAM, which is further west, the best support is further east. So that's why I don't think we're going to see any major accumulating snowfall. But it may be the first dusting at least, or at least maybe a coating. Well, we had that other event, but because it's going to be cold, it should stick around. So I'm hoping we can at least get a coating on the ground. My best chances over Long Island, western Long Island, maybe eastern Long Island, but Long Island is a better shot of it than Jersey Shore. But the best chances are going to be the north and the west. So let's look at the GFS and take this through the weekend here on the GFS to take a look at your air mass. So once we're done with the storm, we have the northwest winds coming in. You can see that Arctic air coming in, those dew points dropping below zero on Sunday. It's going to really be a bitterly cold day. But it already eases by Monday. You really don't see the low dew points. The winds are calm in the morning, which may lead to some really crazy radiational cooling. And then they go subtly by Monday afternoon, and that's going to already moderate things. So you can see how it's just a quick shot of air. It's kind of in and it's out. So looking at our temperatures, as we head into again, you can see how the temperatures drop Saturday night. Sunday morning, we're in the teens, and we're only going to see highs in the 20s on Sunday. Probably mid-20s, maybe some upper 20s, but mainly just mid-20s. It's going to be pretty cold out there. Below freezing, doesn't get above freezing. And then Sunday night, if we have clear skies and light winds, Pine Barrens definitely go to the single digits. They might even go to the zero, perhaps, or close to it, or maybe even a little below it. For the rest of us, we're going to have lows we'll probably have lows in the teens. And then for your Monday, we get highs back above freezing in New Jersey, it looks like, and around freezing over Long Island. Skies, we can take a couple of soundings and take a look at that. Obviously, Saturday, we're going to see a good deal of cloudiness around. I could take a sounding here. This is 18Z Saturday. You can see we still got cloudiness. But if we go to Sunday, should be mostly sunny. I'll take a look at this and see what we got. There is a little bit of these are kind of close together over Long Island. Let's take a look at this. Is the GFS, which we know is, it's got a cloud deck. I don't know why it's got a high cloud deck over there like that. Let's look at Monday. Monday also doing the same thing. So I don't know why it's doing that. Let's take a look at this and see what it's doing. All right, so Sunday it seems like Long Island would have a tendency to have clear skies, and it's got more of a cloudiness over Jersey. And then on Monday, it's kind of, I don't know. I think this is a very low resolution cloud model, which is why I don't like using it. But it's unfortunately going this far out. It's the only one we've got. Let's go to the RGM here. Because obviously we're going to have plenty of clouds tomorrow. We're not going to see the sun much at all. And Saturday we'll have plenty of clouds, though maybe toward the afternoon on Saturday it might try to clear out in Jersey, perhaps. This is the RGM, so this is the Sunday. RGM is showing some wave of high cloudiness that mainly goes over New Jersey, but not Long Island. But Long Island would probably avoid that. And then it's mostly clear skies over Long Island. But hopefully we can get a clear day out of this, because it would be a shame to have an Arctic air mass like this and not get one clear day. But the problem is, again, there's no blocking. So it's not. We'll have to see. This is a ways out, so I can't really do the sky forecast this far out. There will be sunshine. Whether it will be nice blue sky or not, I can't guarantee it. Hopefully one of those days we'll have a nice blue sky. But it will be cold nonetheless, so that's the thing. I guess that's going to wrap up this Long Island weather report for the weekend. So hopefully you enjoy the weekend. Of course, I'll have another weather report for you tomorrow night. Just wanted to go in detail over the weekend. Show you what we're going to have here, what we're going to be dealing with for the weekend. And hopefully we'll have a better idea on the cloud cover situation. Probably Saturday, we'll have a better idea on it. I don't know why it's generating this area of cloud cover like this. Then the RGM shows it. I don't know if the NAM shows it or not. The NAM doesn't go far enough out to show it. This is the NAM, by the way, on Saturday. So you could see that. Yeah, if you're in Jersey, you might actually get some sunshine. But anyway, yeah, it's going to turn cold, that's for sure. So just to give you an example of the kind of cold we're going to have, let's just go to Ventu Sky, and we'll show you. Here, we'll take this down to Saturday night. So 5 p.m. on Saturday, you can see temperatures are already down to the mid-20s already. You also see there's some wind. But I don't think we're going to have any need for any wind advisories here. 29, let's look at Friday night. Not really. It's not strong enough. No need for any real wind advisories, but because of that wind, it's going to create a pretty nasty wind chill. That's the thing. All right, the winds kind of pick up a little later on here. Let's look at Sunday morning. All right, we've got 26 miles an hour. So, yeah, there's going to be a wind chill. It's going to make it feel like it's in the single digits at times, perhaps. That's for sure. And if we look at our temperature here, all right, temperature, yeah, this is 21 degrees, so this is cold. This is one of the other models. Here's the Icon model. Well, it tends to be a little bit colder. This is for Sunday here. We only got or maybe a little bit warmer in Jersey, but it's going to be cold. Cloud cover this far out. It's showing clear, so hopefully we get that clear sky. So anyway, enjoy the cold air, because we'll talk about next week on Sunday, but it's going to suck once we get the next week again. Back to the warmth and more rain chances and clouds. So not my favorite kind of weather. Anyway, have a good night. Thank you for watching.